You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the April 4th meeting of the Michigan City Human Rights Commission. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Call to order. Ready? Roll call.
Really good for you.
Albertine Allen, Sojourner Atwater, Dennis Carroll,
Here.
Marty Corley,
Here.
Greg Coulter.
Here.
Sorry about that.
They're all fine.
Buddy Dimke. Here. Diana Gore.
Here.
Mercedes McMullen. Here. Mary Ellen Quinn. Tyra Robinson Walker. Jamie Lorenz. Here. Jessica O'Brien. Here. And welcome Councilman Liaison Don Prispolinski.
Here.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
We'll go from here. Roll call. Call the roll. All right. Minutes from last month.
Everybody should have them in their packets.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from
Second.
March 7th, 2023.
Second.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Marty, I didn't hear what you said.
I said I make a motion to approve the minutes from March 7th, 2023.
For the March 17th meeting. I'm sorry, 7th meeting.
And Pastor Carroll
Yep.
seconded.
You second the motion? All right. All approved?
Questions, corrections?
Motion carried.
Did they vote?
No, we didn't vote yet.
Let's have everybody.
I thought they
I
did.
didn't hear anybody.
Oh, I was looking ahead. I'm sorry.
Any
I was looking ahead,
questions,
Val.
any questions, corrections, first of all?
Okay.
Okay, now you can have a motion.
Now,
Motion.
motion carried.
Let's have a motion. All
Yes.
those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, now we go.
Okay. I'm writing it down this month, so I'll have it. All right, next on the agenda, finance report.
The previous month's balance, as seen in the minutes here, was $2,047.09, and the current balance for this month, for that's the balance at the beginning of the month, of this month of April, is $7,619.95. And Diane will explain. This report's a little different than what I'm used to, so Diane's gonna have to explain it. Where we got the money from.
Okay. All right. Any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So when I was going through the ledgers of 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022, the ending balance, when I ran a report in our system, was off a little bit. So I reached out to the controller's office and I asked them what exactly is our balance. And this is what they gave to me, $7,619.95. We have in a fund, we have two accounts. So Tanisha and I went over it for about 2 hours, and everything was correct on her end, but she was only using one of the accounts, and we have money in two. So it's under the human rights. One is our donation fund that was set up, and the other one is the cash from Horizon Bank when we took the money, I believe, in 2014 and put it into the controller's office. So Tanisha told me today that she did not realize there was money sitting in another account. So, thank you, Tanisha, but it's It's wonderful news.
Talking about rain.
So, yeah. So from this day forward, from this moment on, that's the number we're going to go with because I have been back and forth with the controller's office and then working with Tanisha for the last month, and this is our number. Okay, so, yes, sir?
Yeah, question, Diane. So how much more money do we have now that was in that other account?
It was $5,582.67, something like that. I have it written down. So we ended the year, according to the ledger that we've been getting, $2,047, maybe something, whatever.
Yeah, $47.09.
And Tanisha didn't realize that she was only going off of looking at one account. She did not realize that there was money in another account within our fund. And so when I reached out to the controller's office and they said, no, this is what you have. And I said, no, that's not what we have. Here's all of our ledgers from since 2019. And they said, no, you have this other account. I mean, it's all sit under our fund. It's just, I think, and you could correct me, but I believe what Tanisha said was did you guys get a new system?
So in 2014, and Councilman President, if I can remember, I think we had like our own account, and
Yes.
then when the new ordinance came out, we had that money had to be then burnt for all from Verizon to the controller's office. So I think that's where the mix-up came, where they probably created those two.
That's a
Yeah,
cash
and then a new
account.
system, that new world
That's
accounting
it.
system.
That's what
came in
Tanisha
and-
was telling me. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Yes.
great. I was just curious how much was sitting over here and now it's all in one.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
7,500 sounds a lot better than 2,500.
Yes,
So
yes.
great.
yes.
So Diane, this is, the controller is, this is it, nobody will contest it.
I kept going back to them and saying, I'm not sure, here's our ledgers that we have, what's been reported in ours. And Sharon Wright used to get these reports from the controller's office. And the controller's office said, since Sharon, they had not been asked for one. So I know how to run them now. So we'll be all right.
Okay, great,
Okay.
wonderful.
So there you go. Thank you.
I think Sharon is right around the time that ordinance came about, so
Mm-hmm.
since none had been ran, it's like that. So Diane, will this be, like, our ledger be brought up to speed here, that Bunny keeps, and then, and so when the controller's office now knows that when we pull money out, we won't like have two different things. It'll be-
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I had seen, I think after Sharon left, you had stepped
Yeah,
in
uh-huh.
and you kept wonderful, I mean, we could see it. That's what we couldn't understand because to us, it's all you have this and you put this or whatever, it's all right there. And we couldn't understand. Well, Tanisha said to me today that, she just did not realize and she never asked for this type of a report. She never thought because it was in the new programming
Mhm.
that it was available. So, there you go.
Okay, but to Bonnie's point, once the controller says that's how much money you have, yeah, that's how much money you have, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That was an easy $5,572.
Way to get us some money, buddy.
So yeah, Diane's put a lot of time into this, and probably going back and forth with, Tanisha helped also to try to find it out. And all I can say is it's just a lot better to have $5,000 more than have $5,000
Less.
less.
Correct.
So maybe we can get lucky every month, we get another 5,000. But that's, it is good news. It is, 7,500 is a lot better than 2,000.
Thank you, Diane.
Well, the controller's office was very, very patient, as well as Larry, in my questions and my emails, and so it was great news. So, okay.
Any other questions?
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion?
It's gonna be it,
Who said? Jessica?
right?
Thank you.
So,
let's go on from there.
Vote.
Let's go. I got it this time. Okay, so,
Take a
let's
vote.
all vote.
Yep, there you go.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? So the ayes carry. All right. Next. What do we have going on here? Executive Director's report.
Okay, so I gave you the finance report. The month of March, we had 53 contacts in the office. 2 I had directed to EEOC, which was, they were outside our jurisdiction, lived in LaPorte or somewhere else, so I directed them to Indianapolis. We had 3 cases from 2021 that were still, went from 2021 to 2022 that were in-house, and I believe one of them came to a probable cause committee. Well, those were all 3 cases were finally closed and sent to EEOC. If they wanted to appeal, then they can do that down in Indianapolis, and then it's done here in our office. I am working on one, a gentleman that has come in, so I'm working on one. 6 calls and complaints were about housing. I had 4 individuals that were terminated from their job. 2 were interesting to me, at least it's a learning process for me as well, because they were on, how do I say it, one was in training, and she got a call from like a sister store, and next thing she knows, while she's watching a video to be trained, had not given any information on her banking or anything yet. She was still in the process. Yes, you're hired, come in tomorrow for training, and it was during that training that she was told, no, we're not gonna hire you. And that was from a location here in Michigan City. And 2 other ones were terminated while they were in a temp agency, and they were not from the temp agency terminated. It was from an actual factory here in Michigan City, so that was interesting. 3 are still working. They just wanted to complain and tell me their issues with Michigan City businesses, and then 4 were directed to other agencies. I attended a couple of Board of Works meetings, and then I have to with the EEO, Equal Employment Opportunity, Local Hiring Ordinance, and Affirmative Action, compliance. I had to type up the bids for demolitions when homes are being demolished. So I have to look and make sure, are they hiring a percentage of minority and females, and fill out the paperwork, so I've done that. Our paving, 2023 paving list, I had to do that. We had 1 bid, but you still have to follow the compliance. And then with the zoo, the Arctic Fox exhibit repair work's being done there, and so you have to also make sure any work done in Michigan City that they are complying with our ordinance. And then the new commissioners, Jessica, Mercedes, and Jamie, and Greg, I wasn't sure, I think you started in December. In your packets, I gave you the ordinance, the original ordinance. Well, it's codified, so I gave that to you, and also the the local hiring ordinance, affirmative action, all that's in your packet as well, and the bylaws. So it's interesting, that's for sure. Been busy, it's interesting. And then when Marty touches on his topic, I also have some paperwork already typed up and ready to go to follow his subcommittee. So there you go. Thank you.
Right? Have any, do I say motions this time? No. Okay, all right.
Can I give you a
Okay
motion?
with this. So the next is staff attorney's report.
Okay, well, I have no report.
A report from staff attorney. Committee reports. Any reports from the committees, any committees? Greg?
So the LGBTQ committee has a letter from the Pride committee that I'll pass around. It is as few words as possible. It's just asking if they'd like us to sponsor the Pride event this year at the beach. They get about 4,500 people each year, and the event's only made possible by donations. So a contribution from us would help them. Mostly with marketing is one of the big expenses for them. Some of the performers, I think, get a little bit of a stipend maybe. I don't think they get a stipend. And then renting tents and tables and everything else that goes along with the event. So they have various levels of sponsorships. The lowest one is $100, excuse me, and that's one advertisement in an MC Pride Facebook page and a mention on their digital brochure. $250 gets 2 advertisements on the Facebook page, a logo, and the digital brochure. And both of those come with shirts, excuse me, the most important part. $500 gets us 3 advertisements on the MC Facebook page with a business logo, an ad in the digital brochure, and then at that level 2, we get a featured on the banner at the entrance of the event, and 3 Pride t-shirts, and that goes up from there. But I think 100, 250, or 500 would be the numbers I think we want to discuss, unless anybody does want to think about 1,000 or 1,500 or 2,000 at the next 3 highest levels.
In order for us to get a booth space, it has to be 1,500, right?
For booth space?
Yeah.
I think as a government agency or nonprofit, I think there's a level, but
Okay, I would like to remind the commission, and those who have been around know, that requests for funds have to go to the finance committee. And so the finance committee will decide whether we bring it to the full commission. And we are limited to $200 as a total amount. So I mean, I suppose it would be 2 of the violet level ones. It didn't quite come up to the blue level, but it's 2 of the violet level ones. But it has to be a written request, just a reminder, it has to come in with sufficient time, and it has to go to the finance committee. So the finance committee should get together and decide on what they want to do, and report back to the full board next month.
I was just asking, I was going to say that too, Barry, but I was asking, because I know in the past we had actually, we probably haven't really had a chance to do a budget in a while, but in the past we had actually budgeted in $200 for Pride Fest, I want to say, since they started. I don't know if we haven't had a chance to do a budget really because of our finances, but I was just going to bring it up before suggesting it go to the finance committee.
Did we do that last year?
I don't think so.
I should know, but.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, I think it's because we kind of been in limbo a little bit with some changes.
Yeah, I don't recall, but since we didn't have an executive director really for 6 months or so, we probably didn't. I could be wrong, but we probably
No, I
didn't.
don't think we did.
But I wouldn't foresee there may be kind of problems, other than we just gotta follow the procedure.
okay.
So,
So the first step for that is making a written request. So
which they've already done,
okay,
which they've done.
for the 200 instead of adding $50 more to get a second ad. Or do we? Or one?
Correct, what we're limited to is $200.
Okay, we're limited to that.
So
Okay.
we're limited to that by our rules. So, yeah, they made their request, and the request, I don't see it, it doesn't say a specific amount, but it's attached, the sponsorship menu, so I could see $200. If they want to go twice the violet level.
Alright,
So do you know who's on the finance committee? And
I was gonna ask what questions.
It's usually the treasurer and the chair. In the past, I think it's been the vice chair. When I was the chair, I know that's what it usually was, the vice chair, the treasurer, and the chair were 3. Basically, I on the finance committee, and then when I was the treasurer, same thing.
Alright. So. Any further questions? Do we do a motion on that one as well?
Yeah.
7 copies of this.
No, we don't need a motion until the finance committee comes back with the.
So we have, any other committee members?
So I guess, if we're not going to order, then I will ask the scholarship committee. So in your packets, you will have scholarship award applications for the Hawkins Williams Educational Scholarship Award and the Judy Huber Educational Scholarship Award. As going through them, I basically just kind of changed the dates. We've done these traditionally every year. The award amount on them are $1,000 a piece. Again, they're both named after ex-commissioners of the human rights, with the latest being Judy Huber. The Hawkins Williams Educational Scholarship was the longest one. But if you all didn't know, Judy Huber was a commissioner and she passed away, and so then we actually did a scholarship after her also. So the deadline will be May 12th, 2023. If the commission approves this, then what I would do is I would get them out to the high school by the end of this week. I would get it with Betsy or with Chris to get our peach, I don't think peach jar, but get them to the high school. And then if Diane can help, I don't know if Mrs. George still has her connection with
I
Marquette.
already took last year's letter.
Okay, all right.
And I already
Okay,
updated it. If we go by according, if the commission,
okay,
and I believe we are off this Friday, for Good Friday,
Yes.
I believe. Well, I was just putting it as dating it April 6th for Thursday, and then had the deadline as May 12th, and last year's letter gave them about 6 weeks to do that, so we're only off a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
We're
about a
not
week,
that
yeah.
far behind at all.
okay.
And so if we go ahead and if we put the press release out and start saying we accept them on April 10th, on Monday, start that day, and the deadline's May 12th, that's about four weeks. I'm hoping that that's good. So,
Sounds good. So yeah, I don't know if anybody have any questions about the scholarships. So we've done it yearly, and since we discovered $5,000, I guess we can do $1,000 each scholarship. I think one of the last meeting or meeting before last, we kind of talked about maybe doing 500 because of the money we had. But I think since we have that extra money, that we still could try to continue to do 1,000, and hopefully with some of this fresh blood on here, we could have a harder attack towards our givebacks and fundraising.
And Marty, you're going to distribute it or stay?
I could do that.
Yeah.
How do you reach the homeschool?
So she'll do a press release, and so it'll be through social media. It'll be through social media and the paper, yeah. And I want to say if it's, I don't want to say that because I don't know. I was gonna say if it's connected with the high school. Sometimes homeschool kids are connected to the high school through Virtual Academy. That they should still be able to get these.
Well, if it's on social media.
Yeah.
So we really need a motion to approve the scholarship committee's reports, and like Marty said, yeah, I know. And we only had $2,500, there was some talk about, well, you're right to give 2,000 out in scholarships, but since we're now flush, I still think we need a motion in a second.
All right, I'll make the motion that we offer the Huber and Hawkins Williams scholarships of $1,000 each.
I'll second it.
Second?
Greg seconded, Greg did
Got
it. Greg did it.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay. So
Got it.
now we vote.
All right. Gonna vote on it? All right. Ready?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, great. I'm glad we get to state with what we,
I kept seeing him nod his head, I thought you were.
yeah, they're confusing you. You're a little troublemaker there.
All right. Next, committee. Anyone? None?
I'm not hearing anyone, so I'm gonna say it's up.
Chair, can I make a request? I know.
Sorry.
Can I make a request? So I know that we have some new commissioners, and I know maybe 2 meetings ago we kind of talked about it. But if Director Gonzalez could get the list out, and then if the new commissioners kind of look and see what you would like to get, what committee you would like to get on. So maybe next meeting we could have a updated list of what all committee that everybody wants to be on, because there's only, there's not too many names on here. So, and like I said, it's new commissioner, so.
Now, I have a question on that then. How, do we just go to Diane to reach out to become part of that committee, or do we contact the people that are are the leader of that committee?
I think you can just let Director Gonzalez know which committee you want to be on, and she can then put you on a committee. But if you have any questions about certain committees, you might want to look at the name. So like if, you know what I'm saying, just come with me and we'll be all right.
All right, is that okay? Go ahead.
Sounds like a
Anything
plan.
else?
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right. Just nodding. The next committee? No one?
Social status, what
I don't know if he had anything or not.
Okay.
Pastor Carol has anything?
Can't see, but I was wondering if he's gonna say anything. Okay. What about social status of African American males?
We have got things moving ahead. Commissioner Fly is our chairperson, and Rodney McCormick, vice president, vice chair. And we have placed some new people in different subcommittees. That is being fulfilled, so right now things are moving ahead, and our subcommittee for justice and education and special fund building is moving ahead quite well. So at this point, we're looking good. That's all I have to report on that.
Good.
All right.
Okay.
Moving along with that one. Motion?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Next is old business. No old business. New business. Any commissioner comments?
Yeah, I have something. I just wanted to, some information that the current exhibit at the Lubesnik Center is called Citizen. And it's, I mean, all their exhibits are very nice, but this one is specifically, I'm not sure how they word it, but it's exploring perspectives of residences who, it's our subject matter, justice, freedom, and basic human rights. And what caught my eye, I mean, the exhibit is wonderful, and I'm suggesting that everybody who can go see it. But they have as you walk into the exhibit, there's a large banner up, Sanctuary for Our People, and it lists, Black lives, immigrants, women, non-conforming trans, individuals with disabilities, etc. So I just wanted to make it known that it's a very nice exhibit, and I encourage everybody to see it. And that's it.
All right.
What are there dates, particular dates?
Yeah, it's actually, it opened March 3rd and it's up till June 16th.
Oh, okay, well,
So it'll be there for a while. The artwork is wonderful, but I thought because of the nature of it, I would mention it at this meeting.
good.
Any questions with that, regarding that?
Madam Chairman?
Public comments?
Yes.
Okay. Public
I'm sorry.
comment or
I
ladies
still had a commissioner
comment?
comment too, but I'll wait till after
Okay.
Councilman
Okay.
Davis can go.
I just want to comment on, and I know I talked about this probably about a year ago, and that's the ADA, I'm gonna call them bubble pads, that we had talked about getting installed in the downtown area from 11th Street down to 2nd Street on Franklin Street. And the redevelopment commission agreed to that, and with this new overhaul of the downtown parking area, that's also gonna be included in the project. So from 11th Street down to 2nd Street, the downtown area will now be ADA compliant with those bubble pads for the first time ever. And hopefully, I think they're also gonna look at Washington Street and Pine Street to make sure all those corners are bubble padded and ADA accessible for everybody. Because one of the, and for, especially for, probably for the new commissioners, we also deal with physical disabilities week and month, I don't know, was it month or week? Yeah, month. And that's where that came from. And kind of my passion being on the city council is it started with me going from St. John's Road up to Cool Spring Ave, and Cool Spring Ave down to 11th Street, then we got that done. Well, now we're getting from 11th Street to 2nd Street. So the whole Franklin Street corridor will be ADA accessible with those bubble pads.
John, would you explain what a bubble pad is?
Oh, okay, when you come up to the corner, it's the, if you have a round corner or if it's a square corner, it's the red pad, plastic, fiberglass, whatever it's made out of, and it's got little bubbles on it. So what that does, especially people for eye disabilities, whether they're blind or hard of seeing, you know, and they have a cane or whatever, that's why they can tell that they're at a corner, and that cane hits that, those bubbles, yeah. So that helps them get that, and also the corners, we have to make sure that the corners are sloped for wheelchair accessibility and, you know, people with walkers, what have you. So that's one of the things we got done on Franklin Street in the last couple of years. So when you're out and about, if you see that in a particular neighborhood and you say, hey, you know what, we should be addressing that, bring it to my attention and I'll take it to the city council to where we gotta get funding for it and we'll get it done. Because in my estimation, every corner in the city should be made like that to be accessible for anybody that wants to get around in their neighborhood, whether it's on a, I guess it'd be electric powered cart, or if you're in a wheelchair or whatever the issue is, or even parents pushing a stroller. You know, the days of trying to go over a curb with a stroller, we all know that that's passé, all right? I mean, it's the new thing is, you know, make things easy for people to get around and walk the neighborhoods. So, yeah, if you see that, bring it to our attention and we'll work on it. Okay? So, yeah, so I just want to bring that up, that that's going to be completed here. I think by Memorial Day, they're going to start working on that, so. All right. Oh, and all the new commissioners, welcome aboard and good luck. And get involved with the passion, because that's what it takes to make these commissions go, okay? So when you guys fill out your applications or what committees you want to be on, just don't put down, yeah, I want to be on a committee. Put your name on the chairman, say, I want to be the chairman of that committee. Yeah, come on. And take off with it, right? Yeah, take off with it.
Thank you, John, yeah, that's good news.
Those are good words of wisdom right there.
Pardon?
Those are good words of wisdom right there.
Yeah, take off with it, right, Marty?
That's right.
That's it.
I had a commissioner comment. So, so Saturday, the 8th will be the citywide Easter egg hunt. Usually the police department for the last so many years have been doing Easter egg hunt, but this year and last year with Mr. Griefin being a special events coordinator, he's kind of taking that over, and we just kind of, you know, worked with him to get it going or make sure it happens. So the gates will open at 11 a.m. And then the Easter egg hunt will start at noon, anywhere from ages 0 to I think 12. There'll be, in each section will be sectioned off for age groups, so you won't get 3-year-olds with 11 and 12-year-olds. So,
Rain
there
or
will-
shine?
shine. Shine, maybe a little snow, but rain, no. But if it should be nice. But if there's some reason for rain, we will talk about a rain date. We will announce a rain date. So yeah, come on out. There'll be stuff to do for the kids prior leading up to the Easter egg hunt. We will be supplying, I think, bags for them to use to collect. There will be golden eggs out there, so if there's golden eggs, we'll have special prizes for them that they can collect. And then if anybody's interested, tomorrow at the Senior Center, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., but come early, we will be stuffing the eggs with the candy. So come on out. Hopefully, that usually takes us a couple of hours. And I think our goal might be, for some reason, 70,000 eggs in my head, but I don't know if that's right. But if it is, yeah. I know we have a lot of eggs to stuff, and we have a lot of donations. And if anybody's out there watching, or anybody wants to, still taking candy donations, but yeah, come on out tomorrow. Senior Center from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We will have pizza at about 11 o'clock for those who help out. And volunteer, we will, have lunch, and then I think prior to starting off, there will be some light refreshments, like maybe some donuts and bagels and stuff to start off with. So, and then April the 21st, organization called Holistic Evolution. Holistic Evolution deals with all type of aspects of life for males of color from the age of 16 to 24. They deal in 3 counties: Lake, Porter, and LaPorte. The last couple of years, they've had a health fair each year. First was Lake County, last year was Porter County. This year, they'll be at Michigan City High School in our for a health fair. Again, the target population is 16-year-old to 24-year-old males of color, but all people are invited to the health fair. It'll be at the high school from 4 to 7 p.m. on the 21st. If anybody is interested in doing any type of sponsorship, you can contact me. We have to have different levels. I don't have a form with me to tell you the levels of sponsorship, but there are levels of sponsorship for organizations to come and sponsor, then also be available to participants. One of the cool things that they will be having is a mother-son obstacle course race. There'll be food provided, giveaways, vendor resources, health screenings, yoga, healthy eating demonstrations, group exercise, and even haircuts. That weekend is Black Barbershop Health Initiative here in the state of Indiana. And so there'll be free haircuts that night. And then on Saturday, the Indiana Commission on the Social Status of Black Males will have their Black Barbershop Health Initiative. We'll have it here in Michigan City on the 22nd. And so we'll be in 2 barbershops providing health screenings and taking data during that time. So come on out, and if you're interested in sponsorship, get in contact with me and I will get you the information. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, any other reports, questions? All right. Any public comments? Or have we done that already? Thank you. Yeah? All right. Then I would say that we are ready to adjourn. So, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Seconds. Got a second from Pastor So. And I would say, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Any nays? We are adjourned.
I want to stay longer.
I'm fine.